Hello everyone, welcome to EduTap, and in this session we are going to cover another important government scheme from all the examination point of view that you can see in the slide as well. And the name of the scheme is PM, that is Pradhan Mantri, Formalization of Micro Food Processing Enterprises Scheme. So this particular scheme, it has been made keeping in mind all the micro food processing enterprises or industry that exist in India. And formalization, basically it means upgradation. So for upgradation, or you can say for the upliftment of this particular sector, this scheme was designed. We'll understand more about this scheme in the next further slides. But before that, to our new audience, kindly subscribe to our YouTube channel, and you can also join our Telegram channel to get the PDF of every lecture that we provide on YouTube. And do remember that the PDF, they are uploaded at interval of 24 hours. So whatever lecture that you are seeing now, after 24 hours, it will be uploaded. The PDF of it will be uploaded in the Telegram channel. So, as said before, also this particular scheme, it was made to uplift the unregistered food processing enterprises. What is unregistered? Basically, these are those categories whose turnover is not more than 5 crore, right? So these are those industries who are not earning that much to be called at a proper industry, but yes, to much extent, the livelihood of the people or the labor that are working in this particular sector, that is dependent on such enterprises. And that is why this particular scheme, it was introduced, so that the section that works in these particular enterprises, that can be uplifted, the condition of such enterprises, that can be bettered. Now, why do we need to study it? Because this particular scheme, it was in news in September also, 2021, and then in August 2021 also. For September, this was because this particular scheme, it is now converged with DAY NULM, that is Deen Dayal Antyodaya Yojana, National Urban Livelihood Mission. Here U stands for urban. We have one NRLM, that is R for ruler. So basically what happened, this we have already covered National Urban Livelihood Mission. The link of that particular scheme you can find in the description box below. Now that NULM, it worked on the upliftment of the poor of the urban areas, because usually the government, they focus on the poor of the rural areas, but here the focus, it was shifted. In this particular scheme, the focus is on the urban area as well. Now, because this particular micro food enterprises that existed in the urban areas, they also have those section of society which are not prosperous, because if they were, they would have worked, these micro food processing industries, they would be quite big with much turnovers, right? That is why this has been included, now converge with NULM, so that better focus can be given in these enterprises, and uh, various steps could be taken, so that there would be upliftment of the people associated with these industries. Next, funds are also distributed. Why I have just not mentioned the funds here? Because first we will understand that what are the criterias of funding in this particular scheme. Then after that we will understand what were the funds allocated. This is very important for the all centrally regulated examinations. So you should know all the data, that is whatever funds are released or not, but you will understand it much better once you cover what the basics of the scheme is. And then finally in August also funds were distributed. We will look at it in a while. So let's first understand what is this scheme. So this particular scheme, it was launched in year 2020. Okay, this is for micro food industry enterprises, right? And the nodal ministry, because as the name suggests, it is for micro food processing industry. So this would come under food processing industries. Okay, Ministry of Food Processing Industries. Now, what is the tenure? Means what is expected, or when the scheme was made, there would be a particular vision, right? That they have to achieve this in this set particular period of time. So here it was this tenure of this particular scheme, as of now, it is 5 years. That is, it would start with 2020 and then till 25, that would be 5 years. So for now, the tenure of it is 5 years from 2020 to 21. This is the basically the year which we say to 24 25. Next is with what objective this particular scheme has been made to provide financial. See, we are saying that we will uplift the condition of micro food processing industry, but how? We would give them financial support. We'll give them financial support to expand. We will give them technical support, because technical means all the latest technology that exists in that particular sector. We means the government, they would provide it to them, as well as business support, whatever marketing strategies that are required to sell the product, because we are talking about micro food processing industries. Okay, so these processing industry, basically they are somehow utilizing the raw material from agriculture field, making it to something new, and then uh, sending it further for in the market for the marketing purpose. So when we are saying that or when the government is saying that they would formalize the micro food processing industry, what they mean, they would give them financial support, they would give them technical support, as well as they will provide business support for upgradation of existing micro food processing enterprises. Why we are not saying industries? Because that would be in the bigger term. Here these are non-registered small enterprises that are working. What are examples of food processing? For example, making of jam, making of pickle. These work or these things, they come under food processing. All right, so this is the objective. Now talking about what are the key features of this particular scheme for micro food processing industries. First of all, there is an agreement with Union Bank of India. This is important, this can come in current affairs also, right? So this particular scheme, it has an agreement with, because here it is being said that financial support would be provided. How will the government give financial support to them? There should be a link, right? There should be a medium between the government as well as the people who are working in such enterprises. So uh, the link is the banks here. Union Bank agreement is signed with Union Bank of India, but along with it, many memorandum of understanding, they have been signed with 11 banks that would help to act as a medium between the government as well as the people who are related to or associated with such enterprises. Next is one district, one product approach. This is being motto, this has become motto of this particular scheme. What does it mean? Basically, see, in every area there is something that is very famous, right? So here the aim of the government is to popularize or promote that particular local indigenous specialized product. Means, for example, it's very common when we say Agra ka petha, right? So similarly, every region, they must be having something that is quite famous, and to promote that, instead of going for some random businesses which every state, every country do, let's just the aim, the motto here is to promote that one thing that is quite famous of that area, and that would give them more profit. Because if in even if in any other state, if it is said that yes, this particular thing, it belongs to that particular state or that particular region which is it is famous for, then of course its market demand would be more. And that is why this one district, one product approach, it is being promoted by the government to promote local and indigenous specialized product. Indigenous means something that is native to that place. Next is credit facilities also provided in this. That is a key feature that we already know, because that is the objective of the scheme as well. So now, on what basis or how much credit will be provided? So here is the list. If going for individual micro food processing units, if you are going for individual units, what would be credit linked capital subsidy of 35%? Okay, so whatever be the credit that is associated with that individual food processing unit, 35% of it would be subsidized by the government. All right, that is the central government we are talking about here. Or here where, well, funding is written here, funding is divided between center and state. But yes, here what we're talking about, whatever 35%, it would be subsidized by government, and rest would be given by the unit industry or the unit itself. Now Here is also one thing, that there is a maximum ceiling of rupees 10 lakh per unit. What does it mean? Yes, the government, it will provide or it will subsidize 35% of whatever the expenditure was, but only up to 10 lakh. If the 35%, it becomes the value of 35% that would have been subsidized by the government, if the value of it increases by 10%, 10 lakh, sorry. So if you have done, if your investment was approx, for example, of 2 crore, okay, or per se 1 crore, okay, now what would be the 35% of it? That would be the 3 lakh 35 lakh, right? Now government would not give that. Government just would give 10 lakh only. Anything that is above 10 lakh, the government would not give. So that is the upper limit also that has been set by the government. Next is seed capital. What is seed capital? It is basically the initial money that is given. So the seed capital here, it is 40,000 per SHG members. All right. So what is SHG? SHG is self-help groups, right? SHG means self-help groups. They are, as the name suggests, they are self-helping groups. Many people, they come together to help each other. That is the main function. And now it has been now institutionalized more in a broader way. Now you can even, it has it is also being used for the funds, so by the government, right? So this SHG member, they can get 40,000 per SHG group, comes under this particular scheme. Next is FPO, that is the farmer produce organization. We have SHG, self-help groups, producer cooperative, whatever, credit linked grant of 35% per capital investment, same thing. Next is for marketing and branding, for marketing of that particular whatever stuff or the product, and also branding. Branding means to name the brand, to establish a brand of that particular quality of the product. 50% grant at state and regional level. So at state and regional level, 50% amount that would be granted, and rupees 5 lakh for preparing daily progress report for branding and marketing, and 5 lakh would be given for the daily, whatever the daily progress in the name of branding and marketing, that would be given by the government. Next is capital building and research. So not only they have just released a scheme for the upliftment of the enterprise, but they also, the government, it is also focusing on all the different research that can be done under this particular scheme for the particular section, where here it is food processing enterprises. In that we have two institutes that would focus on all the capacity building, is basically to develop the skill of the people. So this skillful development and all the research in this section, it would be done in the two institute that is stated here, that is the National Institute for Food Technology and Entrepreneurship and Management, as well as Indian Institute of Food Processing Technology. These two would look after to train the people who belong in this particular enterprise, as well as to do research in this particular section. Now what is the funding pattern, how the how this will be funded? So 10,000 crore for coverage of 2 lakh enterprise over 5 years. So what is the concept? 2 lakh enterprises, here are the expected enterprises that this government will cover over 5 years with the amount of 10,000 crore. Okay. And what is the distribution? So you can say that this is the particular fund that has been assigned for this particular scheme for the tenure of 5 years. Then 60-40 ratio between center and government state. Okay, so center would be responsible for 60% and then state would be for 40. Then 90-10 ratio with northeastern and Himalaya state. What does it mean? 90% will be given by central government, while 10% will be given by the respective state of northeast and all the Himalayan states. Then 60-40% ratio with UTs with legislature. So legislature basically, if in simple language, if I have to say, those UTs where parliament is there, right? At the UT level. Okay, so those areas, in those areas, you comment down below that which are the UTs with legislature, right? So these are in those areas, usually it happens that with UTs, for 100% is funded, is given by the government, but in this particular scheme, it is with legislature, it is 60-40, and UTs who do not have legislature, who are directly under the center, that would be responsible for 100% funding. Next, if we're talking about budget for this particular year, that is 2021-22, 500 crore and expenditure of 104.80 crore has been incurred so far. What does it mean? In the budget of 2021-2022, 500 crore it is being allocated, and till now, that is November 2021, how much has been given, how much has been expended till now? It is rupees 104.80 crore. Okay, I hope this particular concept it is clear to you all. However, see, if you're looking for, this is going on November, but this particular expenditure it is till September. That was the recent that have been provided, recent data that is available till now, latest data for this particular scheme. Now, because we have understand what is the basic of that particular scheme, now it is more we will be more able to understand what the news was. So in the month of August, the news it said, because in initial slide I mentioned right about the budget funding. So here is the proper overview of that, because now you will be able to understand it more. In the month of August, 25 crore it was given as seed money, that is the initial money for 7,500 SHG members. So per SHG member we looked at it was 40,000 rupees, right? But so then for 7,500 SHG members, there's 25 crore have been allocated. Apart from that, in the month of August, 4.13 crore were also used as funds for 75 FPOs, for FPO farmer produce organization also. We looked at, there was seed capital which was given at 35%, right, subsidy basically, and then 4.13 crore it was funded to 75 FPOs. In the month of September, there are different things, the budget allocation that occurred here. 21 food processing projects were inaugurated. In the month of September, 21 food processing project under this particular scheme they were inaugurated. The total cost of these 21 food processing projects it was 416.59 crore. Okay, and see, if we go for total allocation of budget for 21, it is 416.59 crore. But till now, grant in aid that has been given by the center, that is 104.21 crore. Okay, this is the total budget 416.59. That is for 21 food processing projects. But till now, the grant in aid by center it is 104.21 crore. Next, 4709 members of SHG across the country were provided financial assistance. Okay, so in September month also 4709 members of SHG they were also given financial assistance, and that amount the amount that was given for such assistance it was 13.41 crore. Okay, rupees 13.41 crore as seed capital, because we have already studied for SHG members seed capital would be given, that is the initial capital to start a business, to start an enterprise, it would be given, right? So this was given in month of August also, it was given to 7,500 SHG member, and in month of September also such amount was given to the rest of the members who belong to who are SHG members as seed capital. One more thing, important thing that happened in September, that was a convergence between PM formalization of micro food processing enterprises as well as Deen Dayal Antyodaya Yojana National Urban Livelihood Mission that we covered in the first slide as well. So that is a convergence it took place here. That is because that is Deen Dayal Antyodaya Yojana, which is NULM, that is quite broader scheme, and this micro food processing enterprises it's just a part of it. That is why they both have been converged, so that the upliftment or the formalization of such enterprises would be at a better pace, because NULM would also focus on such enterprises, as well as the scheme would also take care of that, and that is why the space of the formalization would be better. All right, so that is all about this particular scheme. Why was it in news? What are important from this particular scheme from the examination point of view? I hope this concept is clear to you all. If not, you can comment down below. I'll reply to your query. And until then, all the very best for your examination, and for whatever you are doing in your life. All the very best. Thank you.